Hello viewers, I am Subbalakshmi. In this video, we are going to discuss percent yield. By stoichiometric calculations, we know how much of products will be formed from a known quantity of the reactants. But in many cases, the actual yield is less than that of the calculated or theoretical yield. Maintenance of the laboratory conditions, side reactions, purity of the reactant, or incomplete reaction by the reactants. Many such factors affect the yield. To understand it better, let us work out the problem. Part A of the problem. How many grams of carbon dioxide will be produced on heating 1 kilogram of calcium carbonate? Calcium carbonate on heating, that is 1 mole of calcium carbonate on heating gives 1 mole of calcium oxide and 1 mole of carbon dioxide. The first step is to calculate the molar mass of calcium carbonate. This is obtained by adding atomic masses of 1 calcium atom, 1 carbon atom and 3 oxygen atoms. The molar mass is 100.09 grams per mole, or 100.09 grams of calcium carbonate gives 44.01 grams of carbon dioxide. What is 44.01? That is the molar mass of carbon dioxide. If so, then how many grams of carbon dioxide will be obtained by heating 1000 grams of calcium carbonate? That is the question. On substitution, we get 44.01 grams into 1000 grams divided by 100.09 grams. It gives the answer 439.70 grams. So, the theoretical yield that should be obtained by heating 1000 grams of calcium carbonate is the 439.70 grams of carbon dioxide. But part B of the problem says that 1 kilogram of calcium carbonate on ignition or heating to high temperature produced only 420 grams of carbon dioxide. That means this is the actual yield. Percent yield is nothing but actual yield divided by theoretical yield into 100. In this case, the actual yield mentioned is 420 grams, whereas the theoretical yield or calculated yield should be it must have given 439.70 grams of carbon dioxide. So 420 grams divided by 439.7 into 100 gives the answer 95.52, which is the percent yield as asked in the problem. The second problem is part A. How many grams of carbon dioxide will be produced when a sample of 1 kilogram of 90% pure calcium carbonate is ignited? Ignited means, it is heating to high temperature. Actually, this is an extension of the previous problem. In the previous problem, we had calculated that 1000 grams of 100% pure calcium carbonate will give rise to 439.7 grams of carbon dioxide. If so, then what is the amount of carbon dioxide produced from 1000 grams of the same amount of calcium carbonate of purity 90%? That is the question. On substituting, we get 439.7 grams into 90 by 100 into, again, 1000 both in the denominator as well as in the numerator. The answer is 395.73 grams of carbon dioxide. This is the theoretical yield or calculated yield that is expected. But the part B of the problem says, in the above reaction, if the yield of carbon dioxide is 380 grams, what is the percentage yield? So, the actual yield is only 380 grams, whereas the theoretical yield is 395.73 grams of carbon dioxide. So, substituting in the equation, that percent yield is equal to the actual yield divided by theoretical yield into 100. We get the actual yield 380 grams divided by that of the theoretical yield 395.73 grams into 100 gives the answer 96.03. Hope this video is useful to you. Let us meet in the next one. Thank you very much.